What's going on YouTube? You're not a Gamer 101 here and welcome to another Dark Souls 3 guide. In today's episode I'm going to be showing you guys how to get every single miracle in this game. Now there are 3 ways that you can find miracles throughout this game. You can first off find them periodically throughout your playthrough. Number 2, you can buy them from NPCs after giving them tomes. And number 3, you can trade boss souls for them. In this guide, I'm going to be showing you guys in the order of, first off, what you can find throughout the game. Number 2, once we find the tomes and give them to the NPCs, what we can buy. And number 3, what boss souls you'll need to trade for miracles. Any NPCs that we use and that you'll need will be in the description below, as I have a guide for all of them and how to find them. There will also be a timeline of all the miracles that we find in what order of this video. Lastly, at the end of the video, I'll be showing you a showcase of what each miracle looks like, and then a description of what each miracle does. Hopefully you find this guide helpful, and be sure to give it a like if it does help you out, and if you have any questions you can comment below or tweet me at UnitedGamer101, which is probably the best way to get in contact with me. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with it, guys. The first miracle that you can find on your playthrough is Seeking Guidance, located in the Cathedral of the Deep. We are coming from the second bonfire in this world, the Cleansing Chapel, and now this world does allow you to open up a lot of shortcuts to ease your travel, but just in case you guys do not have those shortcuts open yet, I'm coming the original way. Now some of these are going to be very long clips, so I am speeding them up, so do take the time to pause if needed. The video is already almost 30 minutes long, so I don't want to make it 1 hour long video. Right here you can take a left to open up a shortcut going down that elevator to the original bonfire that we were just at. But once you make it to this giant room, you were that much closer to getting this miracle. Just go ahead and run past these enemies. They will climb up on the ledges as soon as you pass them, but go ahead and pick up your miracle. Next up in the Fair Keep, coming from the boss fight of the Abyss Watchers, we're going to get Atonement. This is actually directly beside one of the bonfires, but this bonfire is easily overlooked. I've seen many people not see this, so just in case you guys don't know where it is, you want to follow this route. Once you pass the bonfire, you want to go out the hole in the wall, and the miracle is going to be down on the ground. Next, from the Fair Keep, yet again we're coming from the Keep Ruins bonfire. We're going to be finding one of the classic miracles of the Souls series, and that is Lightning Spear. This miracle can be easily overlooked if you haven't came up this way, because it's kind of a little hidden area, and there's even a mini boss up here. Once you get to the top, the stray demon will be over to your left. I do recommend fighting him because he can give you a good ring if you trade his boss soul for it, but we're going to take a right, which is going to lead us straight to Lightning Spear. Next up, in the Catacombs of Karthus, we're going to Smoldering Lake. Now this is a hidden area, and it is optional, so if you do not know how to get here, I'm going to explain it to you real quick as I speed up to where we're getting this. Right before the boss fight of the High Lord Wolner, you're going to cross a bridge to get to that boss fight. What you want to do is, once you cross the bridge, hit the bridge, and it will break down and open up a secret area. This leads you to Smoldering Lake. Now the miracle we were going to get is Lightning Stake, which is an awesome miracle, but you're going to have to kill this worm to get it. And you can go ahead and take it on if you would like, but there's a way to actually get that turret that's shooting at you to kill it. If you didn't see, when we were crossing over when the worm came up, there's this little rock you can hide behind. Yeah, it can hit you, so be careful, but go ahead and stand behind it a little further back than I was, as you'll see I'll start doing that later on, and it will actually start killing this giant worm for you. The giant worm isn't really that difficult, but he can be a nuisance, so I recommend just go ahead and doing this and just letting the game kill it for you. I do want to thank my friend that helped me figure this out. That's actually who I have summoned, is Blue Flash 77. His link will be in the description below because he helped me get some of these miracles in this guide. As you can tell, the giant worm is now defeated, and you will get Lightning Stake, as well as an undead bone shard, so that's really good too. Next up, in the Irithel, the Burrow Valley, we're coming from the bonfire Church Yorshka. This is the third bonfire of this world. What you want to do is you want to come out here, and we're going to be looking for a secret passage. There will be a crystal lizard up here if you haven't killed it yet, obviously, but it's not too far from the original bonfire. The issue is there's these two dancers that will chase you. Once we go down to get our miracle, Dorhy's Gnawing, which is what we're going for, they will stop chasing you, or at least they stopped chasing me, so hopefully they did the same for you because you have to fight someone to get this. But come on down here and you're going to kill this woman, whatever she is, I don't know the official name of her, and she does do a good bit of damage, and she has a good bit of health too. I think my club is like +7 and I still don't do that much damage, so don't underestimate her, just go ahead and take her out and you will get your miracle. Coming from the same bonfire in the same world, going a different direction though, we're going to get Great Hill. This one's a little bit easier to get though, just go ahead and follow this route and it'll take you straight to it. Now after getting Great Hill, you can go ahead and go back and hug the left side of the lake and keep going straight and you'll come to a bonfire. That's where we're going to be starting for getting our next miracle. Now this one's a little bit different. To get this next miracle, you guys will have to be doing the Zigvud of Katarina's questline. And I don't want to hear it in the comments. I know I butchered his name, but I did the best I could. But once you guys start on his questline, you're eventually going to come to him in the Irithel, the Burrow Valley, where he is right here. And this is later in his questline because I think there's only like one more step and then you fight a boss with him and then it's it. But he's going to give you Emit Force. Now I'm not going to be showing the text and stuff really because we're mainly here just to get this miracle. So if you guys are wanting to know how to do his questline, I'll be doing a guide of that on the next 2 days or so.
It's all yours.
Next up, coming from an Orlando, we're going to get Darkmoon Blade, probably one of the most fan favorite weapons or weapon buffs in the game. So I've seen it everywhere on PvP streaming and whatnot, so you guys are definitely going to want to check this out, but there was an issue for me getting it. To receive this miracle, you have to achieve the 3rd rank of the Covenant by giving them proof of Concord Keps. Now you need 30 of those. Now there's 2 ways you can get those. You can get those from the Blue Sentinels back in Road of Sacrifices. You can join them by talking to the guy next to Henry, or be summoned by the Blades of the Dark Moon, and you can get it through that way as well. But the thing is, you can't actually get the miracle from the Blue Sentinels. You just get the same item that upgrades your next rank in the Blades of the Dark Moon. The thing is, to join the Blades of the Dark Moon is a little bit different than other NPCs. You actually have to have a gesture that you get from an NPC back in Firelink Shrine by following their quest. So if you guys don't know how to get that, I will make a guide for it. I can't really just put it in this video because that would make it like 8 minutes longer. The issue for me is the Blades of the Dark Moon and the Blue Sentinels would not summon me no matter how long I waited or anything, so I could not get proof of Concord Kep and get this miracle. I had to borrow gameplay from a friend to show off in the showcase because I could not get it. So make sure you thank him. It's the same guy who helped me with the giant worm, so I'm really sorry I couldn't show you gameplay for that, guys, but this is the only miracle that happened for me. The rest I do get. But next off, in the Irithel dungeon, we're going to get Lightning Blade, an awesome buff weapon for faith builds. I definitely recommend you check this out. And about the last one on the Darkmoon Blade, I really hate that for you guys. I'm really sorry I couldn't get it. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys are having issues being summoned by either of those covenants too. More than likely, if you haven't been here, the elevator will already be down. It just opens up a shortcut for you, but I wanted to come from the original bonfire. Next up from Profaned Capital, which is directly after Irithel Dungeon, we're going to get Wrath of the Gods. Now, this one, if you can tell, the language is in Japanese. I'm really sorry about that, guys. I had to record it on a different game, or a different file, because the one that I recorded in my English version corrupted. But it is Wrath of the Gods, and when I showcase it, it will be in English. I just couldn't show me picking up the physical miracles, so I wanted to just make sure I showed that, so I had to go in the Japanese one. But at least the showcase, it'll be in English, so you guys don't have to worry about that. But come from the first bonfire of the Profaned Capital, which is where you're going to fight Yorm the Giant, and just follow this route. It's really not that hard to find. Next up from Lothric Castle, we're going to be joining the Sunbro Covenant and offering them 30 Sunlight Medals. Right before the boss fight of the Dragon Slayer armor, you're going to come to the left, and this is actually how you get to the Sunlight Altar. You can join the Covenant back in the Undead Settlement, but you can't actually offer Sunlight Medals until you get to Lothric Castle, which is after defeating 3 Lords of Cinder. Here, to get the Sacred Oath and Great Lightning Spear, you're going to have to offer 30 Sunlight Medals. To get Sunlight Medals, you need to be in the Covenant, lay your summon sign down, and help someone defeat a boss. This does take a little bit of time. It's kind of like the Darkmoon Blade Covenant, but I actually could get summoned this time, so I actually got both miracles. But after the enemies, you're going to make your way down this bridge or this pathway, and I do recommend killing the enemies here because you're going to have to actually offer up Sunlight Medals to get this. There is a shortcut door right ahead, so you guys can open up that so you don't have to go through all this again. But once you help 30 people defeat bosses, you will receive 30 Sunlight Medals. Offer that to the altar, and you will get Sacred Oath and Great Lightning Spear. Next up in the Grand Archives, right before the boss fight where the elevator's to the left that goes to the original bonfire of the Grand Archives, and you can go straight to go to the boss fight, you want to take a left, which is often missed. I didn't even see it my first playthrough. I had to go to the guidebook to look forever to figure out how to get this miracle. Definitely an awesome looking miracle. I don't know how well it does damage. You guys can let me know on that, but it looks incredible. But if you guys are ever confused on how I got to certain places, like if you don't even know how to get to the boss fight, I'll do my best to explain it to you guys in the comment section below. Now this next miracle is going to be really hard to explain on how to get, so if you guys have any questions, make sure you comment below, but I'm going to go ahead and try to describe on how to get this the best way I can. Now this miracle is located in a secret area that is called Archdragon Peak. There are guides all over YouTube on how to get there. After defeating 3 Lords of Cinder, you will be teleported to trigger a boss fight with the Dancer. After that, it unlocks a new world, Lothric Castle. After climbing the ladder of the Dancer boss fight, you want to take a left instead of going straight to Lothric Castle. This leads you to the King's Consumed Garden, which is the boss fight that I just beat. After the boss fight, you're going to go ahead and go straight and you'll get this gesture called Path of the Dragon. After collecting that gesture, you're halfway to making it to Archdragon Peak. You want to go back to Irithyll Dungeon and you want to follow this route that I take. Now this is going to go by a dragon statue and you want to copy the gesture right beside it and it will automatically teleport you to this secret area. I know that's not the best explanation on how to get to this place. I hope you guys can understand enough of it. I don't want to try to make a full-on guide of that in the midst of a miracle guide. I can make a separate guide if you guys need. But hopefully you guys got the gist of it and can figure out where we're going. This is going to lead us to a world where we're going to get Great Magic Barrier that's on the ground. Also, defeating the boss allows us to get a boss soul miracle. Once you guys do the gesture beside the dragon where we got Lightning Blade, it will automatically teleport you to this world. Now I'm not going to do a walkthrough of this world, so you guys can go ahead and do it on your own playthrough, but starting from the 3rd bonfire of this world, this is directly before the Nameless King boss fight. Come to the left and follow this route that gets you to Great Magic Barrier. So there are 2 bosses in this world, the Wyvern and then the Nameless King. The Wyvern, you can go ahead and beat him and then move on in the world, but once you go to the Nameless King boss fight, you'll know where it is. You have to signal a bell and the arena looks sick. It's one of the most probably known boss fights of this game because it's very intense and very difficult. Go ahead and come up here, take a left, jump down. Havel was up there. That's one way you can get his armor, by the way, a little side note. But go ahead and get Great Magic Barrier. Now we are all done collecting miracles that are just spread out in the game. Now it's time to collect the 4 miracle tomes. Now I do already have a guide on my channel on how to get those, so you guys can go ahead and just watch that if you'd like. I'm probably going to go a little bit more in detail in that guide. But I'm just going to show you guys the location just yet again so you guys don't have to go back and forth in between the videos to, you know, collect all the miracles. But first up in the Road of Sacrifices is the Braille Divine Tome of Carim. You want to come down this route from the very first bonfire, jump down here. There'll be 2 dogs down here waiting for you, so don't get killed by them as I almost do in this video. But go ahead and collect this first miracle tome. The next tome was bought by the NPC Yuria of Londor. Now if you guys don't know how to unlock her, I do have a guide of that on my channel. The link will be in the description below. But go ahead and unlock her and buy it for 50 souls. Next, located in the Cathedral of the Deep is the Deep Braille Divine Tome. We're coming from the 2nd bonfire, the Cleansing Chapel. Just follow this route. It's going to be located inside a mimic, so make sure you guys don't immediately just go ahead and open the chest. Once we find it, you're going to have to attack it and kill it, and then you'll get your tome. Lastly, back at Lothric Castle right before the old Dragon Slayer boss fight, yet again we're going to come over to the left where we were going to the Sunbro Covenant, but this time we're going to go ahead and jump off the ledge. Now be careful, there will be one of those abyss demons down there. You don't want to go ahead and get tagged up by them because you're going to, you know, receive some fall damage right here. But go ahead and jump down, and it's going to be down there, and that'll be the last tome that we need to find. Now we can go ahead and head back to Firelink Shrine to give them our tomes and buy our miracle. Now there's 2 NPCs that you're going to need to give these tomes to. You can technically give them all to Irina, but I recommend to give 2 of them to Carla. Now if you don't know how to get either of these NPCs, there's a guide for each of them on my channel and the link will be in the description below. The reason I recommend giving Deep Braille Divine Tome and Londor Braille Divine Tome to Carla is because if you give those to Irina and buy dark magic from her, she will go mad and you will no longer have access to her shop. And as far as I can tell or have noticed, Carla doesn't go insane, so give her those 2 tomes. You're going to have to give it to her twice because she'll at first reject it. Go ahead and get that, and you're going to buy these miracles from her.
Do stay safe.
Now go ahead and run over to Irina. We're going to give her those last 2 tomes and buy all the miracles from her.
Oh my god. Take what?
Lastly, there is one more NPC that we need to buy a miracle from, and that's a Shrine Handmaid. We're going to go over here and buy Heal Aid. Now last but surely not least are the last miracles that we need to get in the game, and that is trading boss souls for them. The boss souls that you will need are Soul of the Dancer for Soothing Sunlight, the Nameless King Soul for Lightning Storm, which is the one in Archdragon Peak, the Aldrich Soul for Life Hunt Scythe, which is located in Norlondo, and lastly but surely not least, the Soul of the Lords, the very last boss fight in the game. Now you don't have to go in the New Game Plus. Once you beat him, come back and you'll get Sunlight Spear. But that is pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this guide helpful, be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more Dark Souls 3 content and guides on my channel. This took a long time to do, 2 days as a matter of fact, because I had to beat a lot of bosses. I had to be summoned by 30 people to get sunlight medals and whatnot. I had to find them all, which was not easy to do for some of those. This was a lot harder to do than all sorceries. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys did find it helpful. That makes it all worth it. And I'm really sorry if you got confused on some of those. I know some of those are kind of confusing, but I still hope you guys pretty much got most of it. If you do have any questions, make sure you comment below or tweet me at UnitedGamer101 if I'm not answering your comment. But make sure to check out the channel for more guides. I do have one for all sorceries. I'll be working on one for all pyromancies really soon. I'll also be doing one for all weapons like all katanas and greatswords and whatever you can pretty much think of. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in another Dark Souls 3 video. Make sure you stay tuned because I'm going to be showcasing all the miracles right now.